Yep. Oh, I got psyched. Anyone else with an actual question? I'm going to do this again. Yes?
I do have a question. Sorry. When you approach voice acting and you go to get into a villainous role, you say that you do anything different than, say, if you're going to be playing a mother or a goody two shoes?
Well, you go into the idea that a villain doesn't know he or she is a villain. So you go into what makes that person tick, for lack of a better term. You break down a character as you would in any acting situation, whether it's film or stage, and you approach it, I approach it the same way. It just has maybe a different voice or a scary appearance, but I do approach every character using that method. So yeah, I don't go in like I'm evil.
One of the keys, Chris and I talk about this a lot, is you have to this character still has to be liked, whether it's a villain or not. I mean, it needs to have some kind of quality about it, makes it a little bit redeemable, don't you think?
Because who doesn't want to be Darth Vader? I do.
I don't know what you are, but I love it. What is that? Stand up. Yes, absolutely. Maybe because I just want to eat whatever that is. That is the best!
And I have met so many of you lately.
These are my two favorite people.
Back
my
up to-
favorite. All on one table with a bowl of candy and a cup of noodles.
This is the best ever. Right, Larry? Right. Any other people dressed up like food? Yes?
Who's Larry?
Larry is a character that I invented earlier. As I was in my panel with Bevins, we were talking, and it was his turn, and he was talking, and I was just freehand doodling, and I made a little friend who hopefully will inspire joy as he sits in judgment of all of you. This is Larry. As you can see, I'm trained at the Art Institute of Dallas. I'll just leave that there. Anything? Yes.
And see a lawsuit.
Also pending.
I was wondering if there was an aspect of the villainy, playing the villain character that you had a lot of fun with, that you're like getting to be threatening or whatever.
Yeah, because the idea, of course, is that in real life you try not to be villainous. You try to be a good person for the most part. So being a villain taps into that part of you that you don't get to use a lot, but therefore makes it even more
I'm
exciting.
sorry, I have to interrupt.
Please do.
This is what Cynthia just said. It's the best. This is my best friend, and this is why. She's, I just remember a villain. I was Miss Merry Christmas, and I went, no, I'm Miss Merry Christmas. And she goes, they recast me?
Oh, this is
I
an
got
awkward
recast in my
feeling.
only villain role, dude.
Oh well.
Life sucks.
Wow.
I'm so glad I got her into voice acting.
We're looking at the before and the after of that character. Awkward. It's beautiful.
I
Larry
just
loves it.
remembered one.
No.
No, denied. But yeah, of course there are aspects of a villain that we enjoy. In the case of Gluttony, as you can see, I like dessert too, and Gluttony likes to eat, so of course that I can definitely identify with. But there are different things about each character that you try to identify with, and therefore the performance is better if you're able to connect in some way. So that's definitely my way. Wendy's got a big,
Talk about something.
she's got a big wad of candy in her mouth right now.
It's gonna be like this all day long, kids. All day.
Heaven.
All day. I love beating the tar out of people and getting to do all the stuff I get to do. And regenerating limbs is fun. I don't know. I like everything about playing a villain. I really do. I love it because it is the darker side of you that you get to let out. And everybody has it. Everyone wants to deny it. I'm not denying it. I embrace it.
It's usually a little bit more over the top.
That was loud. and Cynthia? Well,
A lot of times with my vast experience of villainisms, I decided that I liked my little experience of recording because it was so much more over the top. I got to play a demon and be a monster, and I don't usually get that, so that was just fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But in video games, we all get to play little demons and creatures and
Yes.
Yeah.
bad guys.
When you play a 30-foot dragon, that's a good day. You know, because there are days, and also we said it before. I mean,
I've done it.
yeah, I've done it too. It's take that pitch shift and bring it down. It's pretty awesome, you know. And of course, as a villain, you're screaming a lot, like as a dragon, but in a low voice, and they pitch it down. And we call it scream therapy. If you're having a bad day or things aren't going right, screaming into a little microphone in a booth for an hour or
It
two.
is therapeutic.
It feels just right.
I've screamed so much that I cried.
Like it brought up emotions?
Yes, I told you about that.
Which one? What was it?
I played Camilla, and in the Full Metal Alchemist video game.
Oh, yeah.
And I cried during that. I was kicking some serious booty, and then they tried to. Then they killed me, and I was really upset about it.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you take that from Cynthia too?
I think I did. She was just like, I think I played Camilla. Wait a minute.
I had to recast myself. I was doing one role, and I'm like, you really need Wendy Powell for this. That's just not in my range. And Mike McFarlane called Wendy Powell.
What was it?
I don't remember, but he tried. He was like, give me your best Clint Eastwood. And I was like, I don't really have one of those, but Wendy Powell does.
I think we're keying into the secret of their friendship, everybody.
Keep on coming, Cynthia.
Yeah, let me give you some
That's
more
okay.
work.
She introduced me to my husband. It all works out.
Oh,
I did.
That's right.
Did.
Larry. Larry is still single, guys.
Sitting in
girls.
judgment.
Yes? Everyone. I mean, every character. Like, well, I'm a big Helsing fan, so any villain in Helsing would be like, because I love that show, and I'm a friend. Taliesin, who directed that show, did a great job. I just saw him the other day, and we were talking about Helsing actually. And, that's just one of the shows that I like. So pretty much, if you just pick a show that you like, and then the villain in that show, and then it's that one. That's how it works for me. But yeah, there's been a lot of really cool villains. And by the way, speaking of them. I really believe that, you know the character of Maleficent, right? One of my favorite villains of all time. This one could do Maleficent like that. I think she would be an Maleficent Maleficent. So if they do like Sleeping Beauty 7 direct to DVD, as they do.
It would have to be direct to DVD for me to even get the gig, right?
Let's
Cynthia would have the gig first.
And then, yeah. You can introduce her to another husband. So yeah, that. Is it over? Oh.
There's a ton of roles. What was that show that you did that had the two chicks that played with the queen and the queen's decoy?
That was.
I wanted that and I didn't get it.
That was Coach Regios, actually.
It was the directors. That's really a beef I have with you, I guess.
Well, we can just add that to the list. Hold on, let me add that to the list. There's only 700 left. Yeah. That's the key to our friendship, guys. Anger. Yes?
How do you get into a character such as Gluttony?
Well, I do my push-ups and my
This is
sit-ups.
background work. Backstory.
Yeah. Well, it was especially challenging. Like a show like Full Metal Alchemist or Dragon Ball Z is especially unique in that there's so much time elapsed in between. I mean, doing Full Metal Alchemist and then other stuff, and then coming back to Brotherhood was like a really long. It was like going to school, and then there's a summer, and then you come back from summer break and do it again. And it was really. But of course,
There's just a 4-year break, right? Was it 3 years or 4 years?
I think at least 4. Yeah. So I
That
mean,
we didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
That's
And of course, in Brotherhood, Gluttony has more to do. This whole thing, which I like quite a bit. But I think coming back to doing Brotherhood, we had to use a lot of references and have the director play reference lines to kind of key in and get back to what it was like. But after an hour or two, it all comes back like a
I
couple
talked to
of
him
times
right
it was-
after, remember, right after you did Gluttony again for the first time. I said, how was it? Because I think you recorded before me. And I was like, oh, after about 20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
'Cause I was nervous about it too. I was like, what are we going to do? We haven't recorded for like 4 years. You know?
Yeah. I did some living since then.
I did some living since then.
But yeah, And because when you work on anime, you don't get an opportunity to go in and you don't see the script beforehand, of course, so you come in fresh. You may be familiar with the original production, but in terms of the English script, you've never seen it before, which is actually unique to any other kind of acting at all, where you come in completely blind and you're the seeing eye dog as the director. And so, I prepared as much as I could. I did vocal warm-ups and stuff as I usually do before recording. But then as far as getting into it, it just takes going through a few scenes and doing it for 15, 20 minutes, and then you go, oh yeah, and you remember. So that's what it was like for me. And Envy, I guess, was similar to that.
Absolutely. My voice has been damaged and everything since then, but it worked because Brotherhood was like harsher and just had kind of an edge to it. Envy blew up. And it was good because my voice was blown out, so it worked fine for the character. I really liked the story of Brotherhood better, so I was looking forward to kind of seeing what happened as we went along, I like the fact that we don't know what happens until we get in the booth. And I hate when people tell me. Everyone told me what was going to happen to me. And then when it showed up, I was like, this is it. I remember some jerk kid told me about this.
She calls me sad that she's gonna die every time she records it. I'm the last of Envy. Right.
Spoiler alert.
Darn, you ruined the character.
Yeah, it is good like that.
I'm leaving. Yes?
I know, but on the bright side, I know you're the envy.
There is no bright side. Show's over.
Envy, no pun intended, of Ed fangirls because of the way you got to see him when you walked in on him naked.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Awkward.
That was awkward.
Where Ed and Envy in disguise walks into the room.
I was there, I recorded.
I remember.
I remember, yeah.
I'm always there. Remember when?
Yep,
I do.
You had a question, right? Yeah.
Well, you had said you were a big fan of what about YouTube? Is there villains you guys play?
What was the first? Big fan of what?
You were a big fan of Maleficent.
All right.
I was wondering if the girls have any ones they haven't got to play that they really liked.
Miss Merry Christmas.
That ship has sailed.
I want to
Did
play
sail. I signed
any
stuff
freaking
about
villain
that.
that anyone will get to me. I want to yell.
I would love. I don't really know if Roz is the villain for Monsters Inc., but I sure wish I could have played Roz for Monsters Inc. I love that role, and I love. Is it Edna? What is the costume designer?
Edna.
God, I love that role. Yeah.
Not necessarily a villain, but an awesome villain. I feel.
I don't know what they are, what those characters are, but
I play a character called Irma in Birdie
Yeah,
that I really, really love.
That's my
And-
favorite thing. One of my favorite.
And it's just fun. I don't know if they're villains. I don't know what they are. They're just.
what is that?
Like
Like the Irma, the Roz, the
anti-hero? It's sort of that, where it's not a bad guy.
It's not a good guy.
No. It's a devious supporting character that's not bent on the destruction of the protagonist. That was a long way of
That's
saying I have
probably
no
my
idea.
favorite. Whatever that is what this panel just turned into.
See? That's why we're friends. And by the way, I'm sitting up here. Just napping. I'll hype it. This is a She is someone.
That's what we're doing.
This is going to be someone's mom one day. Sorry, Charlie. I mean, Warley. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel so bad for Cynthia right now. I want to have Cynthia. We'll have a little party.
Let her sit here.
I'm just taking it in.
We'll have a little party, and we'll have Cynthia be Miss Mary Christmas. We'll turn the volume down on the TV, and she can finally do her character. That's what we'll do. Because I feel bad that she's not that character she likes. Yes?
Do you ever feel like you kind of bring your own self into when you do Envy, because Envy's kind of a diva?
Oh yeah.
But I mean that in a good way. I mean that in a good way. I love it. But Envy's kind of Envy's a diva.
I like how snotty it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I cried cried when it died. I don't know what's happening over here, but I want to know.